Hey everyone, tonight I've got a PSA reveal that I'd like to go through and show you what I got back. I believe it's 1920 cards, something like that. And I guess I have no opinion on the grades. They came back slab, they're all authentic. That's what's important. Um, we'll start off with 1971 Arman Kibu. Always nice to get those back slabbed with no signs of being marked. And a lot of people like to mark black with black Sharpies, make it card look better. Well, mine came back all slabbed. Here's Bert Bly, one of the great Twins Hall of Famers. It's his rookie card too. What's better than Bert Bly 11? Having two Bert Bly 11s come back. This one is the 3. I guess it's a little bit better. Kind of hard to tell the difference. The 71s have this green back. Next up, 1969 Walter Alston. What's unique about this? It's O-Pee-Chee. If you look at the backs of the O-Pee-Chee, a little bit brighter than the normal 69s. Walter Alston started out as manager of the St. Paul Saints here in Minnesota. Then he went on to manage the Brooklyn Dodgers, Los Angeles Dodgers, won several World Series titles, including managing in a Junior World Series with the St. Paul Saints. They lost to the Montreal Royals in 1948. Montreal had Chuck Connors and Don Newcombe on their team. Next O-Pee-Chee up, I have 71 Jim Cott. He went up against Sandy Koufax in the 65 World Series. Both Cott and Koufax came back for Game 7 on short rest. Koufax lasted longer than Cott, and the Dodgers won the 65 World Series. These 71 O-Pee-Chees have such a nice back, compared to tops. There they are, side by side. Two of the great Twins pitchers right there. Here's next O-Pee-Chee. 72 Steve Carlton. You see it says O-Pee-Chee there. I like to just, instead of trying to tell people, these are O-Pee-Chee cards. If I have a flip there that says O-Pee-Chee, that's one less thing I have to explain, and those backs are just a little bit different. If you put them side by side, I don't have any 72s handy, but next O-Pee-Chee is Rodney Klein Carew. 7 batting titles for the Twins. And I like the 75's got the little all-star on the all-stars there. And the backs are a little bit brighter again. Easier to read than the top 75's. Next up, I have a Bazooka card. These are fairly tough to get. Ken Boyer's brother, Cloyd Boyer's brother, one of the 3 Boyer brothers, Cleet Boyer. This is when he was with the Braves. He played with the Yankees for quite a few years. Their hot corner at third base. Cleet was a pretty decent player too. Next up, pretty good catcher from the 60s, 68 Bazooka. And these are hard to get a good grade because they're on the side of the box and where the box curves to the front into the back. It's kind of hard to get a tough cut on these. Here's Paul Casanova of the second iteration of the Washington Senators, and this team later became the Texas Rangers. Next up, we have a food and beverage card again. 1964 Wheaties stamp of Arman Kibu. And this one was nicely removed from the stamp album. And here we got another Arman Kibu, 69 Topps decal insert. I remember opening packs and pulling those out. 69 also had the decal edges. Here we have a Willie Mays. And a Hank Aaron. These three I bought at the Dallas Card Show. He had a whole group of about 10 of them, and I asked him what he'd take for them all, and the offer was good, so I went home with them. Next up, we have a 1972 Honus Wagner, and that's the Kellogg's all-time greats. And that was a fun set of Hall of Famers of Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, etc. Next up is 72 Kellogg's Willie McCovey, big stretch. Pretty steadfast all-star first baseman back when I was growing up. And next up we have a card you probably don't see much on YouTube. It's a Laughlin. It's a Diamond Jubilee Hank Aaron card, 1976. And the title is Aaron hits 715th home run. And there's a little story on the back about it. Next up, it's the same set, different card. Jackie Robinson. And it says, becomes first black player in major leagues. And this set is actually 100th anniversary of the National League. Because we know about Moses Fleetwood Walker and all that stuff from the 19th century. Nice artwork cards from the 70s. See, it talks about Jackie there. Next up, we have New York Yankee great, hobby favorite, Mickey Mantle. This is a postcard from his Joplin, Missouri Holiday Inn. I think it says that on the flip, 1962 Mickey Mantle's postcard. And that's in the lounge. You can see Mickey Mantle on the table there. And this one has never been postally used. It's got the Holiday Inn logo down there in the corner. He had businesses all over the place. I believe he had one in Dallas, a restaurant, and one in New York City. Next up, we have a 1951 Connie Mack All-Stars. This is Mickey Cochran, and you can see he's missing a bat. He's missing the red background. These are stand-ups. You could bend them over, punch them out, bend them over like the 64 stand-ups, only these were a lot longer, as you can see. Here's the Mickey Mantle postcard. You can see that he's about as tall as a postcard there. So it wasn't oversized. There's some good players in there too. Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig. Then the final card I got back. It's the only vintage Lou Gehrig I have in the exhibit cards. This is from the 1948 Baseball Greats Hall of Fame set. It says it's marked. There is some writing on the back. I don't really want to pay 5 figures for the 1939 Lou Gehrig. It's also very tough to find. I think there might be a couple on eBay right now. But Lou Gehrigs are pretty high in the exhibit world. So I want to thank everybody for watching. That's my PSA reveal. I've got a pickup video coming. Wax pack war with commenting collector, Peeps wax packs, and clean cheap shots. So keep an eye out for that, and if everybody has a great weekend. And it's as always, it's been fun collecting and picking up and showing off what I get and watching everybody's videos that I can watch. So do the best that we can. Thanks everybody. Have a good weekend.